Hello everyone and welcome back to Rival Rundown. Today we're going to be looking at the artifact from internet's past, Unregistered Hypercam 2. Hypercam is an oppressive control character with the ability to keep opponents locked down. Its unique mechanics allow it to pull opponents in for some incredibly strong combos. It's also quite versatile with kill moves for almost any situation. However, this comes at some major costs. For one, Hypercam has to manage a ton of resources, leading to a lot of potential openings if played poorly. Hypercam's CD is especially important, as losing it temporarily weakens it quite a bit. Lastly, Hypercam's committal zoning makes crouch cancel extremely effective against it, meaning it has to look for ways to force you airborne to zone effectively. The majority of Hypercam's normals and all of its strongs use the CD attached to its arm. The strongs are particularly notable, as they throw the disc off the arm as a boomerang projectile. They can be used grounded or airborne too. However, they don't always come right back to it, especially if Hypercam moved away. In these cases, Hypercam will become discless, severely nerfing its normals and preventing the use of strongs entirely. Hypercam can pick the disc back up by touching it or using the down special, Rewind, but if the playback gauge on Hypercam's HUD is full, it will temporarily lose the disc and be unable to use it for a few seconds, which can be stock losing. You can use Rewind while holding the disc to extend the playback gauge, but this does leave you vulnerable. Having playback gauge and dropping the disc can be advantageous on occasion, however, as this will pull the disc back towards you with an active hitbox, dragging opponents into your combos. Hypercam's other specials are simpler, but also still have their own resources to worry about. Neutral Special, rate 5 stars, is a simple projectile in the same vein as Sheik or Rano's needles. You can hold up to 5 and throw them to force your opponent to flinch if they're grounded. The impact of this move on airborne opponents isn't too drastic, but the flinch is often enough to make opponents want to jump over it, which can be punished well. And speaking of punishes, Hypercam's forward special, Flash Photography, is one of the best edgeguard options in all of Workshop, and that's saying something. It's a charge move that works like Rob's laser. By moving around, it will slowly build charge. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to build charge quite as fast. Using the move with little to no charge will do a weak flash that does basically nothing. Using the move with moderate charge creates a modest burst hitbox in front of it that stuns opponents, allowing for follow-ups. And full charge? Well, full charge speaks for itself. Yeah, ideally you want this thing full charged as a near guaranteed punish, but getting that charge is easier said than done sometimes. Use this move very sparingly. Make it count. The recovery buffer doesn't use a resource but is still quite strange. Hypercam becomes frozen in time, moving stealthily to a new location when time resumes. If the opponent touches the frozen Hypercam, they will also start buffering and be sent in the direction that Hypercam was moving during the buffer. This move is incredibly funny, and while it's hard to hit if your opponent knows about it, landing it can lead to all sorts of setups. Using it offensively often does make its already average recovery capabilities even more difficult to recover with, but it can definitely be worth the risk. Hypercam's kit is quite incredible, but only works at its best when it can force opponents into specific ranges. Up tilt is a fantastic combo starter held back by terrible vertical range, but a short hop strong into the rewind can pull opponents right in. Jab and dash attack both work like Eliana's dash attack, where it can be held to keep an active multi-hit out at the cost of playback meter, which can also put pressure on the opponent and start combos. Down tilt, down air, and up air are all fantastic combo extenders, with forward air and the air strongs being great to close out the stock. Grounded down smash and neutral special are both great ways to control a lot of space, leading to cheeky kills and forcing the opponent to rethink neutral. Lastly, while you're pretty screwed if you lose the CD, forward tilt and neutral air don't lose any power from this, allowing them to be risky ways to close out a stock or keep opponents away if necessary. But that's the gist of Hypercam. What do you think of this royal relic? Until next time, this has been your Rival Rundown.